about a year ago, we were sitting home back in March. I kind of liked it a little bit at first. It was nice to kind of just work from my home. So that was okay. Like as the semester ended, there wasn't a lot of demands. We didn't have to be on camera with our students. We just had to post, some type of weekly assignment or two, have them turn it in. And then I was also at the time married, and so I was kind of like, homeschooling my son and my ex's daughter. They're like in kindergarten first, well, maybe kindergarten and preschool at that time. So I had time to kind of, get them together and work on some lessons with them. And it was okay. It was just from March to May. But I want to say when August rolled back around, I just kind of just felt really discouraged because even today, like half of my students, they don't even show up. So 55, 60% of my students in every class, they just don't show up every day. So that was very discouraging as a teacher. I didn't like that I couldn't see my kids' faces. They don't turn on their cameras. You can legally make them turn on their cameras. You can't. So it was a big disconnect. You're wondering what they're actually doing over there. Are they paying attention? Are they on Xbox? Are they on Instagram? It took away a lot of those nonverbal cues and those communication styles. I'm very much, I'm a teacher that I'm always adjusting my instruction based off of the vibe in the classroom. Who looks confused? I noticed I went around and 4 people did this mistake. Okay, time to stop and time for us to clarify. This is what I see people doing. 4 people are doing it. That means probably 14 people are doing it. Stop. And I couldn't do that. It took away that spark to teaching, that nonverbal, that instant check for understanding. It took away a lot of the aspects of teaching for me. So that was kind of discouraging. Then I kind of moved into just adjusting to it, and I found a way to make it work for me. I use the chat a lot. I tell them to come off mute. I set an expectation you're going to speak in my class every day. And generally, most of my students do that. And I just began to just bring my personality back into the classroom. I don't know, laughing at something. Hey, did y'all hear about this? Or, just being myself. And even though I can't see them, just engaging with them as if I can see them. And so that helped. And then now I can kind of get a feel for the student who's completely not paying attention, even though I can't see them.
Yeah.
What? They try to make them attention. Okay, so you weren't paying attention. What are you doing over there? You on Xbox, on Instagram? Put your phone down. Even though I can't see them. I got a feel for you're not paying attention at all.
Yeah.
And calling them out. So some aspects of teaching have kind of returned, even though I can't see them. It feels better now. No, it's definitely not real teaching in the classroom, but
yeah.
I was able to adjust.
Yeah. So, okay, so with all that being said, what are you proud of?
I'm proud of a few things. I had so much going on in my personal life, and it was taking so much toll on me, and I had physical stress, illness, just felt so bad. 2020 took a real toll on my body. I had to start to do a lot of positive mental self-talk every day. Because there was so much negative chatter up there. So I'm proud of finding something called EFT, and I tap every day. I'm proud of myself for implementing what I was doing in my own personal life into my classroom. I call it Feel Good Friday. Make my students go around the room, and every week they turn in just a little document. They have to also share it in class. They have a one thing you're proud of yourself for, and one thing that you're grateful for this week. And I started incorporating what I was doing in my own personal life with them. And I found out a whole bunch of more information about them as we go around the room. You know, it's someone's birthday. They're proud, you know, that their grandmother recovered from COVID, and find all these things out about your student. So I think I'm most proud of taking something negative and turning it into something positive for my own personal life and for my students.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you talk about the EFT. How, in your opinion, how important is self-care in your line of work?
Oh my God, it's the most important thing in the world. You know, I know a lot of us who may be spiritual are like, you know, God first, family, da-da-da-da, but I'm going to say self first. Mm-hmm. You can't even praise God, worship God, even talk to God. Mm-hmm. If you don't have any energy, if you're sick. Mm-hmm. You know, and I don't really mean that like, oh yeah, I'm greater than God. Not at all. I mean, God is definitely greater than all of us. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is that our care has to be intact. Our self-care has to be intact so we can be good mothers, good teachers, good wives, husbands, doctors. Whatever you do, you have to be healthy and well. And that also, if you want to praise God, if you want to pray to God, you got to be in a healthy mental, physical state. So self-care is like super important to me now. And more important is positive self-talk throughout the day now. That's super important for myself. Like encouraging myself, being my own cheerleader in my own head. Oh, that's kind of negative. Let's change. Let's think about something else. The mental health care is more important than anything. The mental will dictate what happens physically too. So
that seems to be the theme. Yeah, that seems to be like the theme with just this online magazine and just what it feels like is happening in the world. Because I interviewed a pro boxer last night, and I was like, well, how do you mentally prepare for a fight? And she was like, you know, manifestation, and she talked about just positive self-talk and just staying around positive folks, like everything that you're talking about. And she was like, the fight starts in your head first. You know, and if you beat yourself up in your head, then you're not gonna win nothing, pretty much.
Exactly.
And so, and you really can dictate, you know, how you respond to the environment. So I really just appreciate what you just said about that. And I'm wondering, with everything that is going on, how do you feel like your students have adapted to learning online?
Oh man, our students are so resilient. They've been extremely resilient. And then half of them are just super, like they're struggling. They're not doing well mentally, academically. If half of your kids aren't showing up, you got a class of 34 students, 16 came today. Yeah. You know, are they okay? I don't know. What are they doing? Are they at home? Are they working? Are they, you haven't heard from them even last semester. Oh, so they've been out of school for a whole year? What are they doing? That's scary. As an educator, as a parent, what is my child doing? What is this student doing? How come we haven't heard from the student in a year? Is the student okay? Has someone checked on the student? You know, a lot of those things are above my head, but that's discouraging. What is encouraging is, like I said, they are adjusting. A lot of them like online. The ones that are showing up, they go, "Oh, I love this. This is great. Get to be in my home." One girl told me the other day, "My grades are better online. Okay. Why do I want to come back?" And so they're super resilient. I mean, they email you. Miss Clark, I'm not going to be in class today. I got a doctor's appointment. Miss Clark, I've really been struggling with depression. Yeah. And you know, my loved one passed away of COVID, and I'm really, but I'll be there on Monday. And they're just responsible. They're just awesome. I'm just so proud of them. And when I see a student come back to class and they haven't been in there in 4 weeks, I go, hey, you made it. Keep coming, keep coming. Some of the boys, I might joke a little bit more, but I don't do that with my girls so much. Oh man, where you been? What's going on? But just always making a point. Hey, I saw you.
Yeah.
Hey, come again. I try to, make them feel bad about not being here for 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on over there in their lives.
Yeah.
A lot of our students are babysitters now. They got to make sure their younger siblings are online. Mama's at work. Daddy's at work. It's a lot of single moms. One student emailed me, Ms. Clark, I'm sorry I haven't been there. Good student. I just got placed into another foster home. I don't know when I'll be back. My internet's not stable. What am I going to do? I'm not going to fail her.
Yeah.
You work with her. You go, hey, whenever you can, you come back to class. I'll be here. I won't mark you down for this. And that's my thing. Just communicate with me, and they've been so responsible, and they've done that. But it's I've seen a lot about my students. They're responsible. They're resilient. Some of them are thriving online. We don't talk about that enough. A lot of them are thriving online. They're doing really well. And then, unfortunately, 50% of them are not doing well, and that's why we need to open up the school. Because if you have 50%, that's an F, right? As a teacher, that's an F.
So what do you miss the most about teaching online? In person.
Probably just like laughing, something, because this is so funny about teaching, you can plan your lesson out, and I'm going to do this, and then they're going to do this, and I'm going to model this, and they're going to do this activity, and that stuff don't go anything as planned. That's the best day. And you plan to do these 4 things, and then somebody say something hella hilarious, and the whole class is laughing, and it's like, what? Or it becomes a debate about something kind of connected to the topic. Just the unplanned part of teaching is the best part, because some student is critically thinking, well, what about this though? Because da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh man. Next thing you know, you're on this topic about 15, 20 minutes. You're like, forget the lesson. This is important. Yeah, let's talk about this, That's what I miss. The unexpected, adjusting your instruction in live time.
Yeah.
I miss that the most. And the laughter. Oh God. My class, we laugh a lot. I'm cracking jokes. I might bag on a few of the guys. I get to check the room. Who did you bag on? Who did you say something kind of funny about? They bag on me. So there's just that unexpected part of your lesson that always happens.
What grade do you teach again?
11th grade and 12th grade.
Okay. And why did you become a teacher?
Well, probably because of some bad teachers. Some good teachers too. Yeah. Initially bad teachers. I had this older white woman, my 5th grade teacher. Her name escapes me now. And she wasn't a good teacher. And I remember she was teaching us about slavery. She was like, yeah, the masters would even come out and pick cotton with the slaves. Like, what the hell? And I was peeing, but I know that didn't make any sense. Like, that didn't happen. Whitewashing things. Wasn't a good teacher. Felt very disconnected. And I remember being a kid thinking, like, I can do that.
Yeah.
But I can do that better than her. And having really good teachers when I got to college. Amazing professors who were like super courageous. Or one of my white professors who taught race and race socialization and apologized to me about slavery. I didn't even know I needed an apology, so I was like, oh, thank you. And he was so dynamic, and he was this dynamic white man who understood race in this unique way and could teach it. Like, man, oh, wow, this is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Kayende, my other professors, so many good professors. Dr. Jen Wright, Dr. Julie, like, so many good professors that I ran into, like, ooh, these teachers are teaching their ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the discussions they're prompting, the way that they're phrasing their questions, the way they're challenging my thinking, that's what I wanted to be. And I was like, that's the kind of teacher I want to be. I want to challenge my students' thinking. Where'd you get that from? Yeah, I call it out. Hey, that was a stereotype. So you know all black people? Oh, you know all women? Is that why you made that statement? Where'd you learn that from? And just, challenging them, like making them feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Good teachers make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Make you go back and rethink your whole life. Like, where the hell did I get that from? Why am I doing that? And that's what I wanted to be. Because when I ran into enough good teachers, I go, oh, that's what this teaching is. Redirecting thinking, making people think critically.
So well,
yeah.
last question. This is the bomb interview. Like, this interview is like time stamped in my heart and mind. I just want to let you know right now.
Okay.
So I just appreciate you. So, what words of encouragement would you give a student or teachers who might be struggling, especially like during the pandemic, and as we roll out, going back into the classroom, like the changes that could happen with that?
Ooh. Girl, that's a deep question. I'm about to cry.
Oh.
That's a deep question because I think it goes back to what I said before. Get real sacred and get real territorial and get real fierce about your mental health. Don't let anything disturb that. Get real serious about your peace. Wherever you feel that peace, whatever is making you happy, you feel best and at your best self in this space, with these people, with this book, right? I don't want to be people because I'm a English teacher. With this book, there's a particular book that I can read that can send me into a whole other space and realm and make me think about the whole world differently, right? With this book or with these group of people, and or just finding that one thing that, okay, when I do this, I'm happier. I notice I'm happier there, and get really clear about that, and then do that every day. Try to find some time to do that every day. Just get real serious about your peace. For my students, I guess I have to go back to what I said and what I try to teach them. How is your positive self-talk? Okay, Feel Good Fridays on Friday. We go around and say we're proud of ourselves for, but do this every day in your head. I tell them all the time, do this every day in your head. Find something to be proud of yourself every single day. Be your own cheerleader. So I would say for my students, learn how to do that, to become their own cheerleader. Young people, learn how to become your own cheerleader. And for teachers, get real clear about your peace. And for teachers with this distance learning, be so merciful. Be so graceful. Be full of grace, be full of mercy, be full of forgiveness. Because these students are going through a lot and have already been through a lot before the pandemic hit. That's a whole other interview. Right? The compound, the intersectionality, they're black, they're brown. But look, they were already black and brown before the pandemic hit. So now they got compounded, traumas and issues going on. So be really merciful, be really graceful, give them extra time, give them some more time after you give them some extra time. Don't grade too harshly. Nobody needs anything below a C unless they just didn't do the assignment. They tried. Give them some effort, give them some credit. So I think that's the big thing for teachers.
I love it. On that note, we're gonna pause the interview or wrap the interview up because I think we just have too much loveliness in this interview. I just really want to appreciate you and just honor you right now, and just being on the front lines is just incredible, and just staying in the fight is just so important. And I just want to thank you just for who you are and for how you show up for yourself and for your students every day.
Thanks, Chi.